This is my first ever Pokemon Nuzlocke.
First attempt, it's the win.
Oh, we were getting destroyed there.
Easy.
Easy. No. Oh, no. I recently just got into Pokemon, and it sounded like it was time to start the painfully fun Pokemon challenge of Nuzlocking. When I was a wee lad, my favorite Pokemon game was Pokemon Sapphire. So I thought, what better game to Nuzlocke for the first time than Pokemon Emerald? I heard this was better, so I decided to start my new Nuzlocking journey with Pokemon Emerald. For this Nuzlocke, I'll be playing by the following rules. With these grueling rules and my beginner knowledge of Pokemon, I was in for a challenge. To start the game, I named my character, checked out my new house, I chatted with May next door, and ran at the grass to save the dog. For my starter Pokemon, I chose Torchic because the YouTuber Pokemon Challenges said,
because fire types are very good and very rare. Water types are really good too, but water types are very common. Grass types are not that great.
Anyways,
I'm just gonna scratch because this is easy. Boom.
the doc rewarded me with the Torchic. Angels and Airwaves is an amazing band, so the mighty Torchic felt worthy to name after AVA. I leveled up the Torchic a little bit because I thought May's Mudkip was actually a higher level, but it wasn't. So after a scratch or two, we easily won that battle.
I kind of thought for some reason he was higher than me.
Anyways, we bought Pokeballs and headed to our first encounter.
Here we go. Oh, okay. Okay, that's, I think that's good, but I actually don't know.
We ran into the grass and caught a Wingull,
Oh, we were getting destroyed there. Okay.
which we caught with ease and named Jaden. We also got our encounter on Route 102 and caught a Lotad, which I wasn't pumped about, but we named 741. Just so you know, the rumor is my dad went out for some milk one day and never came back. I was still pretty upset at him, so Wally took me out to cool down and taught me how to catch a Pokemon, even though I already just had caught two. We then went and got our next encounter, which was a Poochyena. I caught that with ease and named it Point North. At the time, I wasn't thrilled about this encounter, but hoped it would turn into something good. We plowed through trainer after trainer and got into the forest. We came across a Shroomish, which I was pretty excited about. We caught it and named it after the mighty band, The Clash. Then it was time for my first Team Aqua grunt fight, which was easy. I was nervous about all the trainers in the forest, but actually got through it with little to no problems. And then it was time for the first gym.
We're going to start out with Jaden. If anything goes to crap, we're going to bring Clash in and Sun 41, and Point North will be back up. Gym time.
I destroyed the gym trainers with no problems, which I was super impressed with myself. But then the battle with Roxanne came.
Here we go. Here we go.
I used Water Gun with Jaden and took out the Geodude pretty easy. The next Pokemon was another Geodude, so again, took it out pretty easy. Then came Nose Pass. Disclaimer, I don't know if I said that right at all, but this beast of a Pokemon came out next. First, I used Water Gun with Jaden and took it out to almost half health. My opponent missed its attack, and then I used Supersonic. The Nose Pass became confused, but it still got its hit off. And remember, I'm new to Pokemon. Oh no, Jaden, no. So I learned the hard way and learned that Rock is effective against flying. I sent out Clash to finish off the Nose Pass, which was not as easy as I thought it was going to be. Every time I lowered the Nose Pass health, it just seemed to use a potion to restore its health back again. Finally, I got the Nose Pass low in health, but it got a nasty crit on me. After going back and forth again, I was afraid for another crit, but risked it and used an Absorb to get the win.
Sweet, we win. We won. We lost Jaden. That was my bad. That was silly, but that's okay.
Luckily, we made out of the gym with no more deaths, but I was devastated about losing Jaden. We dusted ourselves off and went to our next encounter, which was an Abra.
Ooh.
I threw a Pokeball at it, but it escaped, which only added to the pain. I used that pain to plow through all the trainers and the Aqua Grunt and get the bird back to the old man. While in the cave, we got our next encounter, which was this. I think this is the only thing you can find in the cave, so we caught it and named it Amberlin. I then headed to leave the town and ran into May for my next rival fight, which honestly ended up being pretty easy again. With no difficulty on that fight, I went and sailed to Dewford. I fished in the city and caught a Magikarp, which I named Hoopla. I then went to the Granite Cave and caught a Makuhita, or whatever you call it, and named it Maine. But as I was preparing for the gym, I was grinding levels and this sadly happened.
No.
Yeah, that one hurt too. And then this happened.
Oh, I'm dead. 100%. Oh.
That one hurt, just not as bad. Then I went and attempted the second gym. Here was my plan.
So this is the squad. This is what we're going to the gym with. We're going to use Ava Hardcore because we got Peck with that. We're going to use Intimidate with Point North. And Clash is going to come in and some 41 here and there for some drains if we just need to take some hits. I avoided most of the trainers in the gym and began my battle with Brawly, the fighting gym leader. This was going to be a tough battle, and I was nervous, but luckily we had AVA. Luckily, AVA knows Peck, and with my brief knowledge of Pokemon, I know that's super effective against fighting. Brawly used him a super potion on the Machop and restored its health to full. AVA was able to get 2 Pecks off before the Machop used a Karate Chop. We easily took out the Machop with just another Peck. Brawly sent out his next Pokemon, and I was pretty nervous at this point. Luckily, the first Peck made the Meditite lost its focus, and so it couldn't move. So even though it was faster, I was able to get another Peck off and move to the last Pokemon. And Brawly, being probably as good of a guy as my dad, sent out a Makihita just to taunt me. I used Peck and was thrilled how much damage it did. However, the Makihita did a Vital Throw, and one more hit, and I would be dead. I sent out Point North next to get the Intimidate on the Makihita to lower its attack. Also, Point North evolved. But what I didn't know is Makihita is super effective against Point North. But he did his job and we switched out to Clash. Clash tanked a hit and then used Mega Drain. My new plan was Mega Drain for the win. But after a Vital Throw, I was afraid I was dead to a crit. So I switched out for Sum 41. Sum 41 was able to only get off a couple hits and then was low on health. I was afraid sending anyone else in would die. Oh, I don't know. That's a good move.
So I decided to try sending in Hoopla to get some tackles off. And that was a terrible idea.
No.
I then sent an AVA because I knew I was faster.
Oh, we got out of there, but I freaking lost Hoopla.
I was devastated about losing Hoopla, but we picked ourselves back up and headed to Slateport. We easily battled through all the trainers and headed to the museum where we took on Team Aqua, which was
easy.
We got our encounter on the new route, which was a Pulse, which was pretty disappointing, but I tried to stay positive.
What the freak?
Especially because then, right ahead of us, was our battle with May.
Here we go.
As usual, it started out pretty easy, but then Marshtomp came. Marshtomp decided to use Bide, which I still have no idea what it does, but it did a ton of damage to my Pokemon and to me emotionally.
Oh no! Oh!
After that, I used my Rage to destroy the rest of May's Pokemon and headed to the next gym. But before the next gym, I was grinding levels and found a shiny Gulpin. This was the first shiny I've ever found in my whole life, and I was pumped. After my Pokemon were all leveled up, we headed to the gym.
We're gonna go start with all-time low, and we're gonna try to hit Poison Powder or Sleep, and then we'll come in with either Point North or the starting line.
I was quite nervous about this gym because I had no Pokemon that were super effective at this gym. So I decided to verse a few trainers to test out the waters, and it actually went pretty good. And now, with a little gained confidence, I went to face the gym leader, and man was I nervous.
So scared.
To start off the battle, I sent out starting line and used Encore, hoping that Voltorb wouldn't use an electric move. But that didn't work out so great. I then took the opportunity to figure out if Spark or Quick Attack would do more damage. Voltorb went out of Encore, so I then put it back in Encore because the electric moves were doing such little damage on starting line. I found out Spark was doing the most damage, and I really didn't care if starting line died, so I thought I'd just tank it out and keep using Spark. I got the Voltorb super low, but it wasn't enough to finish him off. I decided to switch out starting line and put in Sum 41, and he did nothing. Sum 41 tanked it out and got Voltorb super low, but Encore ended, and I was really afraid Voltorb was going to use self-destruct, which he ended up doing, and I lost Sum 41. Honestly though, if someone had to die, I wasn't too sad it was Sum 41. For my clean switch, I decided to put in Pierce the Veil. For my first move, I used Yawn. Once the Electrite was asleep, I used Sludge, and Pierce, being the animal he was, took out the Electrite with ease. For some reason, I decided to Encore, which ended up not going great for me. I was afraid of a crit, so I decided to switch out for AVA. AVA took a big hit, and I knew I was dead to a crit, but decided to risk it.
Please no crit. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness.
I switched out of AVA, which was probably a mistake, because then it ended up using a Super Potion. Point North got the Intimidate off, but literally did nothing. So I switched in for all-time low. My plan with all-time low was to use poison powder just to slowly kill off the Magneton, but then realized it doesn't affect Magneton. I took a big hit with Pierce the Veil, but I used Yawn and decided to switch out for Point North to take the next hit. After taking the hit, the Magneton fell asleep. I then switched out for AVA and decided to get some kicks in. At this moment, I was just praying the Magneton did not wake up. I got my first double kick off and then risked it to get off another.
No.
I was pretty devastated. I then put in Pierce the Veil, and this happened. Honestly, I don't really know why I did that, but it just became a snowball effect after that. Luckily, Point North was able to take on the Magneton, but then faced the fate of the others. I lost, and I was devastated.
Oh, it sucks.
AVA, Hoopla, Point North, you name it, they were all gone. I whited out, so sadly this attempt was over. But the best thing about Nuzlocking is you learn what not to do for the next attempt. I learned a lot in this Nuzlocke and was ready to take on another attempt. So if you guys like this video, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more because there's going to be a part 2. In the next run, we are coming back with a vengeance and you won't want to miss it. Thank you guys so much for watching and I hope you have a great day.